I'm Liam Schubel Jr.
And I'm Marianne Schubel.
And you're watching IFCO-TV.
Absolutely.
Thing. So hopefully we'll get him over here.
And his daughter, Stephanie Dubel.
And his daughter, Stephanie, who's wearing a beautiful Sherman College of Chiropractic.
Yeah. You know, they're having the Sherman Pride Day on Monday coming up.
That's right. I just filmed a promo for Sherman Pride Monday, October 27th. We're going to be celebrating Sherman Pride. Hashtag Sherman Pride.
Absolutely.
Hashtag that's awesome. Hashtag phenomenal. Hashtag Peter Kevorkian.
Stephanie, come on in.
Awesome.
Yeah, sit over right here next to me.
Cool.
Dad.
Smile a little bit.
Let's see if we can get all of us in there. Yeah.
I'll keep him in line.
It's being recorded.
We're going to slide over even more.
And anything I say will be held against me in a court of law.
Jeff, you let us know how the picture looks.
No, what are you doing? This way.
I don't want Liam here with
Slide
me.
over more.
He gets on these TV shows all the time, all over the world, and then wants to push me in the middle.
Steph, slide over more.
Yeah, he barely speaks. He's got nothing to say that anybody wants to hear.
Oh, that is it.
You got enough room?
No.
No, I gotta go back this
Okay.
way.
Are we on a delay? Why is
No, I
it
don't
taking
care.
time for us to get into the
Yeah, we're
screen?
on a delay.
As long as Liam's not here, I don't care.
That's it.
Look at that.
Let's get these two mics for me.
Yeah.
Might as well. Can I ask you something?
Now speak up,
Yep.
would you?
Can I ask you just one serious question? Does the power that made the body heal the body?
Absolutely. Where'd you hear that from?
There is no other way. There is no other way.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome, Dr. Jim Dubel.
What are you doing here?
We are with the founder of New Beginnings, Dr. Jim Dubel, from the People's Republic of New Jersey, and of course his beautiful daughter, Stephanie Dubel, with her beautiful shirt there, Sherman College of Chiropractic. And we're very excited to have you watching us around the world. We have people tuning in right now in Europe.
Oh, yeah.
People
Awesome.
here from the West Coast. Dr. Jack Borla's out on the West Coast watching the program.
Jack Borla.
We have some, I know you're a Palmer graduate. We have some Palmer students watching the program as well. So Marcy is out there. She's very excited. She's
I
listening to the
understand.
program.
I can
Hello,
see the excitement.
Marcy.
And I got to tell you, I'm very excited too. Can you
Yeah.
believe that?
Don't sit so close to me, Lynn. Just don't sit so close to me.
Well, folks, this is as good as it gets. So we have Dr. Jim Dubel is with us, and Dr. Jim, we're happy to have you on the program today. Tell us a little bit about what you're feeling so far as the event is moving along here at New Beginnings at the Jersey Shore. Was I speaking or am I dreaming?
The power that made the body heals the body. There is no other way.
Jim's
Are we
never at a
done?
loss for
Perfect.
words.
Okay. Actually, we're having a lot of fun here. We're happy to have the IFCO here and this radio, TV, whatever conniption thing you got going. Frankie did a great job with the
thank you.
student thing. That was fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, and your talk, spot on.
Thank you.
And now Stephanie actually did a little testimonial. Her first taste of notoriety.
All right,
She
Stephanie.
gave a little testimonial to speak about students coming to New Beginnings.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Students are our future. We need to get more and more students here. Andrew DeSaro managed to get almost 100 students here from 6 different colleges for this weekend. And it just blows my mind because there's just so much excitement with the students. They're passionate. They're like, you know, when we first got out of school, you know, if I got to say one thing, and not to cut Liam off, but shut up, don't say another word. When we first got out of school, think about this. The first adjustment you made when you were in school, the first time you moved, for me it was a dorsal. What did it feel like moving that dorsal? I can remember it like it was palpable, like it's yesterday. I remember the sound. I remember just doing it. You know, I remember the room I was in. I remember the person I did it on. Don't remember their name, but I remember all those little things. And the excitement then, and that was probably back in 1976 for me, till now, and then we're 2014. That's 2-3 years ago, and God, it's exciting. It's wonderful. And here at New Beginnings, I'm seeing all these young students hearing Irene Gold, hearing you, hearing Frank, you know, talking, just hearing the speakers. Oh my God, it's exciting. Stephanie, what do you think? You know, I mean, as a punk little kid in school, second quarter, right?
Yep.
God,
Got it right.
I remember when she was born. I think I was there.
Maybe.
Oh no, I know your mother was there, but I might have been there.
You might have been.
So, what do you think of New Beginnings?
I think it's great. For me, just being in second quarter, I'm taking a lot of just basic sciences, so it's kind of hard to keep your passion on fire. But coming to things like New Beginnings and hearing how people are still so fired up and passionate about chiropractic after like 30 years, 40 years, even like for Rose, like 60 years, like, and she's still on fire about it. I mean, it's very important for students to be here and to kind of just keep their passion going.
And Stephanie, what's the vibe like down at Sherman now? Second quarter, you had a whole quarter you went through. So what do you feel?
I'm excited. We have toggle and motion palpation this quarter, so kind of like getting more like hands-on, getting like the motions down. It's exciting. I definitely can't wait to like get in.
She wants to touch my neck. I said no. Not yet.
Don't drink and palpate.
Yeah, don't drink and palpate.
Stephanie, so you kind of grew up at New Beginnings, right?
Yes.
Would you say?
Oh yeah.
I know that my kids, Liam, my older two, Liam and Marianne, same thing. They're very excited. They're coming over here today. They can't wait for the party tonight. And I know I got phone calls early in the morning from the sons and daughters of other people going, "When's Liam and Marianne coming?"
Yeah.
It's kind of a family environment.
Oh,
that they
definitely,
have here.
absolutely.
Do you feel? Did you feel different growing up? Being in that type of then going back out into the the real world where everybody's taking pills and putting injections in. Tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, it is like very different. Like a lot of my friends, like they'll get a headache and they'll just pop pills, like it's second nature to them. But they're like, how do you survive? Like I have like the worst headache, and I'm like, I go get adjusted. It's just what I've always known. You just do things like the natural, healthy way, and just let your innate take care of it. Even being down at Sherman, people are still like, oh, like here's an aspirin, and I'm like, no, can't. It's just not what's in me. I just can never do it.
Yeah, we'll change that.
You got a solid foundation then, and I think that's one of the reasons I bring my children to an event like New Beginnings is so that the kids get their heads on straight from the start. Jim, when you started New Beginnings, what was the impetus for that? What was the idea behind that, and how have you seen it grow?
Well, let's see. Years ago, when I got out of school, there was a transition. In the 80s, I hate to say this, but we were given insurance. And with the insurance, we were almost dictated that we took care of headaches, back problems, neuromuscular skeletal type issues.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I don't like to do it that much, but a lot of people watching this around the world don't realize that was really how chiropractic moved into the musculoskeletal, or as they'd say, musculoskeletal world. Yeah. That's not how it was until insurance came along. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. When insurance came, that sort of pushed us in the direction where we were controlled, and we got controlled by big pharma. We got controlled by the AMA. There was, all the stuff that went on in that time. There's a big plan, and that plan was they gave us a bone, they gave us a scrap off the carcass of healthcare, and that was to take care of back problems, low back issues, and headaches, and that was enough. And so we were very happy because we were getting insurance payments. When I first opened my practice, I had great philosophy and principle, and it wasn't until Reggie Gold came on and said, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." And you couldn't help it. You took insurance. You did it. And then we got relegated into a certain realm, almost like a podiatrist has to do feet. And so a chiropractor has to do a low back. Now today we're realizing, we've always known it, but it's a resurgence back to principle that the nervous system controls the whole body. You free a body up from nerve interference. My God, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what kind of miracles are going to happen. And do we cure those things? No, we don't address them at all. You get to the spine, you correct the subluxation, and stand back and let the magnificence of the human body take over so that they can heal up. So and then you'll see miracles. If you look at that, that's when you're going to see miracles. If you adjust to get rid of subluxation, you'll see blind eyes see. You'll see deaf people hear. You'll see the cripples walk. And you will see that stuff because you're not looking to treat a low back problem or a headache or sciatica or any of that other nonsensical stuff that they shoved down our throat for the past 30, 40 years. But in answering your question, which I'm going to go back to, how did New Beginnings get started? I would read the B.J. Palmer Green books. These are these books that B.J. compiled over his lifetime explaining chiropractic and his thoughts on it. The early books were rudimentary. They were very hard to read, and there wasn't a lot of great information. But the later books, when he started getting really philosophical and talked about innate, they became wonderful. And when I read them, the other doctors that wanted to share it would say, well, Dubel, what did you read? And I read, well, I read, and Biggest of the Fellow Within. I read 2 chapters last night. We're going to talk about it Wednesday at my office right after hours at 9 o'clock. And it started with 2 and 3 and 4 and then 6 and then 12 and then 20 people. And every week we started meeting on a Wednesday, every month. And every Wednesday. And then it started to go every 2 weeks. Every other week we'd meet. And then from there, the numbers got so big I couldn't keep them in my office. We started to rent halls. And we had Jim Sigafoose come down. We had Reggie Gold. We had Pasquale Sarasoli, Bobby Tarantino. All the guys that adhered to this philosophy would come and meet with us and share their views on it. Because it was just me with the Green Books. Then it became them. And then one day in 1991, we had 500 people that wanted to hear it. And we rented this hotel. It was the Hilton Hotel back then. And had 500 people in 91 come to this hotel in June to hear philosophy. And that's where New Beginnings came from, and that's where it is today. That was the abridged edition there, I told you, real short.
Jim, I'll tell you, on Thursday, you did a segment on the show about the history of chiropractic. That was probably my favorite segment of the whole weekend. You got to do that more, because I haven't seen you do that one before here at New Beginnings. And you might have done it, I just haven't seen it.
No, I had not. But
No? Yeah, so if you can, do that more, because that was my favorite segment of the whole weekend so far. Learning about the history.
That was nice of you to say. I thought it was Liam, because
I didn't see Liam show.
That was my favorite part when I spoke.
Mine
but,
was mine.
A lot of people don't know he has a huge collection of and he's still actively working on obtaining more and more of the history of chiropractic. That I believe in many ways. I think you've told me in some of these things they were at the verge of throwing them out.
Right.
And he actively has pursued them and picked them up and maintained that part of our history. Dr. Dubel, we had on Dr. Bill Henry right before you. And
I know Bill. He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
Very nice guy.
And I didn't know he was a LACC graduate,
I feel sorry for him, too.
Well, but here's the point I want to make. We have people that are watching right now from AECC, Anglo-European Chiropractic College, WIOC, Welsh Institute of Chiropractic College, and many other. We had Northwestern, Jonathan McCune stood up during the testimony thing and said I was going to be a huge mixer, and then I came here and I totally changed my paradigm because they weren't teaching vitalism in these mechanistic schools, and many of them find their new beginning, so to speak, at New Beginnings. What would you say to somebody who's watching this program and is having that fire that they have inside extinguished by the current school that they're in? What could they do to try to keep that fire burning brighter?
Well, the first thing is you gotta, if you can get here, obviously, or to a DE or a Band of Brothers or one of the meetings. IFCO's doing some tremendous stuff, so let's plug that. You got to get to some place where you can pick a mentor and listen to somebody that is giving the right message. But if you can get a green book, or if you can get material or some tapes or CDs now, listen to philosophy. You got to get around somebody that has the big idea, that has that idea, and pick their brain and use them as a mentor. Why reinvent the wheel? It's just, there's so much out there, but you got to find it. You got to look for it. Like now you guys are going to post this. Yep. People got to listen to this stuff and understand that this is chiropractic. It's not this other crap that's out there. And there's a lot of crap. The schools are not giving us principled chiropractic, and we have to get it somewhere. That's the job of New Beginnings and some of the other organizations that still adhere to it and believe in the principles of chiropractic. You know what, guys? You're not going to see a miracle from a bottle of vitamins. You're not going to see a miracle from something you put in your shoes. You're not going to see a miracle from some apparatus put behind your head to sleep on, like a pillow or something. You're going to see a miracle when you move a bone off a nerve, and the power that made the body heals the body. That's where you're going to see miracles. You want to see miracles and make yourself happy and have passion the rest of your life, that's where it's going to be. There's nowhere else. When I said the power that made the body heals the body, it is no other way, that's it. Okay, the body heals itself. The body heals when there's a cut finger, and it sends fibrin and white blood cells to there and makes a scar or a scab and heals it up, heals the wound. What did you have to do? You could have left it with just a rag on it. It would do it. You didn't have to run to get stuff to put on there, some spray, antibacterial spray, and white towels and slings and all this other crap. The body heals it. The body's magnificent, and you're given this human body to run 120 years if you take care of it. If you don't take care of it, it's going to live 40 years. So take care of it. You get adjusted. It's got the best opportunity to take care of itself, just with a simple spinal realignment. Here's the key. Did you watch a dog or a cat? My dog, I got 6 dogs, gets up in the morning. First thing the dog does, it stretches. It stretches its little spine, realigns the vertebra that were knocked out of place throughout the night when it slept, or it might have gotten in a funny position or had its paw under its head. As soon as it does that, then it's ready to go outside and run around and be a dog and be crazy. Cats, all vertebrates for that matter. Now, if that doesn't tell you something the direction we're going in, chiropractors need to help people that get up in the morning, the alarm clock rings, they jump up, they take a shower, they run out the door, they never stretched. Their neck's out of place. So then they start getting a headache at work 4 hours later when they put the phone in their ear. They blame the phone. Oh, the phone's causing them these headaches. Think about it, guys. They never got up, they never stretched, they never moved, they never took care of themselves. God gave us an ability to realign our spine with limitations. Those limitations are now the chiropractor's job to get in there and move them back to where they belong, move those vertebrae back to the rest of the way into their normal positions so that the body can then function properly. That's it. You don't heal anything, you don't cure anything. You realign the spine, get it perfect, get rid of subluxation, get rid of interference, and man, the body will heal itself.
You know,
we're
Dr.
here.
Jim Sigafoose used to say, chiropractic can't even cure a ham.
Right.
You know, you're honoring Dr. Sigafoose this weekend at New Beginnings. Could you tell us a story about, some Jim Sigafoose story that you have, maybe an experience that you've had with him? And I know you've had many because you've had people like him, Reggie Gold, Pasquale Saracelli on the stage. Some of the true, heroes of chiropractic have been on the stage here at New Beginnings. But we're focused this weekend on the life of Jim Sigafoose. Could you tell us maybe a Jim Sigafoose story?
Well, Jim was a mentor of mine, and probably the first time I heard him, I went down to a DE. I was at Palmer College, and it was in the mid-'70s, and we drove 24 hours, me and another buddy in my car, and we made peanut butter sandwiches, and we had a six-pack of soda pop, and we drove straight through. The only thing we stopped for was gas and the run to the bathroom. And we got down to Atlanta, Georgia, and they said, whatever you do, you got to hear, Sid Williams and a few of these other great philosophers. And they said Sigafoose was one of them. And I walked into the room, and I said, when's Sig on? He said, he's on in 2 minutes. I remember walking into the room, sitting down. I'd never seen him before, so I didn't know what he looked like. I sat down in the back of the room with a bunch of other students, and this guy comes on with a full Indian headdress, jumps up on the stage. He's got beads around his neck, and he's hollering and screaming, and seriously saying, the power that made the body heals the body, and he's going on. And I'm looking, I said, this guy's nuts. And he was nuts, but he was nuts for chiropractic. He was passionate. And after listening to him and understanding what he was saying, and he made it so simple, and he told a few different stories. He was a great storyteller. I fell in love with his message. And I made it my job at that second that I was going to emulate the things that he did. And we became fast friends. His family and our family, my family, are intertwined. Sigafoose is your godfather, Stephanie, and Tina Sigafoose. So here's her godmother. So that's how close our families are. And stories, Sigafoose trained Muhammad Ali. And he was a great boxer himself, Sigafoose. And he would go down there and he would adjust him and run with Ali and do kinds of crazy stuff. To this day, Muhammad Ali knows who Jim Sigafoose was, a chiropractor. So little things like that are.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I bet you almost nobody knows. Did you ever hear that?
No.
I've never heard that before.
He trained him when he was Cassius Clay.
That's
I did
awesome.
not know. Yeah.
Up in the Poconos, in the mountains.
Guys, we're live here at New Beginnings on IFCO-TV. We're with Jim Dubel and Stephanie Dubel. Stephanie, you're in Sherman College now. Well, who are some of your inspirations?
When did you get here?
Yeah, stop talking. You're complaining about Liam.
It's kind of hard to get a word in with Jim and Liam at the same time.
Man.
But so let's focus on you for a second.
All right.
I can
are
leave.
Some of your no, stay here because she's going to talk about you and you got to listen. No, but who are some of your inspirations, either growing up or now?
Obviously, my father. He's helped me out through so much of this experience.
Mm-hmm.
And even just working with him, I got to see how he is in the office, how he interacts with patients,
Right.
how he's changed so many lives of everyone.
I could just imagine over the years.
Yeah, oh my God, amazing. Obviously, the Sigafoose family,
Mhm.
Tina, my godmother, and then just Patsy herself is just such an inspiration to
Right.
everyone.
That's why this weekend we're really it's not going to be a dry eye in the place tomorrow when we honor Sig. We got a couple little special things we're going to do. In fact, I wish you could get it on
IFCO-TV?
the TV. If
Definitely
we
might
can
be
set
able
up the
to.
TV and maybe get some of the ceremony. At least we'll have it, and we can put it on YouTube, whatever we can do. But I'd
Yep.
love to have it live
Yeah.
on IC.
Okay. Maybe we can do that.
IFCO-TV.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful for me to say. Hey, were
As
you
Scott-
excited about
as
the
Scott Garber says,
chiropractic?
IFCO.
Oh, I was so excited. I couldn't wait.
Now,
What made you decide to be a chiropractor?
Well, I knew I was always going to have it in my life, so I just figured, why not do it with my life and help people feel the same way that I feel about it.
Right, right.
So that was a big thing for me.
How was the drive up here? Did you come up here with the students?
Yes.
Okay.
We came in a minivan. We have like 8 Sherman students here.
Nice.
Took us about like 12 and a half hours. So not too bad. We watched some movies on the way up.
Right.
Kind of killed some time. But yeah, wasn't awful.
Okay, all right, good. I had made that trip plenty of times.
Yes.
Yep,
Oh,
plenty of
yes.
times. And so now you didn't get to boards yet, obviously.
Nope.
You didn't get to clinic yet, but you started checking spines because I know the first day you're in school, that's what's unique about Sherman is you get to put hands on folks.
Oh, yeah.
So what's that experience like?
For me, it's awesome. I'm just so hungry to really get my hands on people and start checking them. So just any chance that I can get, I take it. Like palpation class, we have early in the morning, and then we're starting to learn our toggle. So we're getting closer day by day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Liam, what else do you have?
For this section, I guess one other thing that we could talk about is the fact that IFCO is that New Beginnings also has in the evenings on Saturday night these dance parties and these opportunities for families to get together. Could you talk a little bit about why you have those type of things? I think many people don't come to a chiropractic seminar because they think it's going to be all sitting there and writing down notes and all this kind of thing. Talk about the social aspects of New Beginnings.
Well, it's a family. And when you get together, like you said, you bring your kids, I bring my kids, everybody brings their family here. And it's good to socialize. We encourage little kids crawling around the room. I see kids now that are doctors of chiropractic that were in diapers in the back of the room.
Wow.
20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, 35 years ago. God, I'm getting old. And you look at that and you go, it's amazing. The kids have memories of, I remember growing up with this kid and that kid and seeing them and talking to them. And as far as a party goes, what better way than to let your hair down and relax after 12 hours of continuing ed? You sort of get burnt out. And what you like is to go and have a cold drink of your choice, listen to the band, dance a little bit, and just enjoy yourself. And this one's a Halloween party. It's a Wild West theme. Everybody gets to go and be silly. Doctors have to be doctors in their office. They're authoritarian. And they explain to a patient about the subluxation and what's going on and listen to the recommendations. They come here and they can be with their peers and be silly. And it means a lot. And the kids love it, like your kids love it, Liam.
Yep, my kids love it, and I, of course, want them to hang out with positive role models. And I could tell you, if you had buttons on your shirt, they'd be probably blowing off when you hear Stephanie Dubel talk. Because, my goodness, it's so impressive for somebody to have such an understanding of chiropractic and then really see her come down to Sherman College of Chiropractic and animate the rest of the crowd down there. It's been
How proud does that make you feel?
Well, that makes me feel proud. The bills that we're paying for the school.
Thank you.
Every time Dad, you got another 20? You got another 20? Come on.
No.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought I was the only one that happened to.
all my children. Actually, I'm very proud of Stephanie, and I think she's going to do very well. But I need her to hurry up and get through.
Yeah.
Working on it.
I want to give her my practice.
Yeah, you're needed.
All right.
Needed out there.
So I'm going back into the room. This has been
Absolutely.
wonderful. I appreciate you guys doing it, Frank.
Thank you for coming
Thank
on
you,
the show.
Liam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephanie, give me a kiss. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay, guys, from IFCO-TV, this is Jim Dubel signing off and wishing you a very pleasant day.
Do I move now?
All right,
Yes,
guys.
get out of my way.
We'll be right back.
God, the seat's hot. What are you doing?
Come on.